Doom, 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 doom. Welcome, everybody, to the Noisy Fox stream. We're free a month, baby. I hope all y'all have a good ass day. Woo! Today we got a special day because we streaming on everywhere. We're everywhere today. We're on Twitch, YouTube, Trovo, Kick, Instagram. We're everywhere. We're gonna get everywhere sooner or later. But today we got a whole lot to talk about, y'all. Very serious. As y'all know, for the people who already know how it goes down here, we're only here to improve ourselves. Now, for the other people who are on the other platforms, we talk about things: spirituality, physical, mental things, mental health, depression, anxiety, all things that they don't want us to talk about, things that are kind of taboo, things that are not very popularized in terms of a unconventional belief. So I want to give you guys my insight onto, let's talk haters. And I'm going to talk all from my personal experience in terms of why fitness is important. And we're going to talk about mental health today because this is important. And I feel like not a lot of people are talking about this in terms of the unpopular belief. And a lot of people come to me with questions about fitness, especially in terms of how you get like that, which we're going to clear all that. We're going to talk about the importance. So, like I said, I hope all you guys having a good day. What we got to talk about first is I'm going to bring up some examples of hate, sort of, or maybe a disconnect of beliefs into my understanding first. That's what I'm going to bring it upon. And I'm going to show you guys what I have received and how to handle it. Because I know that a lot of people, you know, you're doing things, but when you do things, when you move towards things, when you are going towards your goals, when you are progressing through life, what happens is you start to actually move faster than people who are stagnant. So example, if you are the one who's working out, the one who is pushing towards your goals, the one who is doing the unpopular belief, what you will start doing is you will start putting less time into things that don't matter. And then what will happen is you'll start seeing more people who are doing things that don't matter. So when you see that, you'll start to see that everyone's moving slow. Everyone's moving slower than you. So this is why I say, you know, if you have something that you want to do, if you have a goal, if you have a passion, if you have a hobby, anything that you want to pursue, make sure it is for you. Make sure you want to actually do it. What you have to do is you have to push past the hate, because what happens, and it's the strangest thing with the universe, there always has to be an equal and opposing force to everything. One of the laws of correspondence, or not the law of correspondence, the law of 7 hermetic principles, one of them is the law of polarity, meaning that everything has an opposite. When you are doing something good for you, what you will start to see is people who don't want to see that happen. They want to bring you down to a level of their understanding. So it'll be like people are hating, but really they're stress projecting. And I want to give you guys an example on how to mitigate that. Like, let's say, for example, you are in a gym, you're doing your thing. And this is why I speak towards like this, because I'm mostly speaking towards the men, because that's the majority of the people who watch. You are in a gym, you're getting your gains in. There are going to be people who don't want you to do that because they themselves do not want that for them. It's stress projection. If you want to liken it to hate, that is fine, but understand that it is coming from their own internal beliefs. Everyone wants to try and bring you down to a level of their understanding that they understand whenever you are doing something that they don't understand. So it's now you have to continue on everything you're doing. And I mean, I just want to get right into it, you know. So we got a whole lot to talk about. We got to talk about, you know, how to deal with the hate, how to deal with the bad reviews, bad testimonials. We gotta deal with the people who try and bring you down. And honestly, this is what we are going to talk about. We're going to talk about the importance of fitness and what it does, and not just getting bulky or strong. We're going to talk about discipline in terms of how it helps. And we're going to talk about mental health in terms of what you need to do in terms of a solution, a possible solution that is better for you, and what you need to do is a lot of things. Hold on, let me see if I can bring my displaying monitor up. Let's see if we can bring that up real quick, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all something. Oh, let me not put on the music, because if the music starts playing, then we gonna start dancing. We gonna start dancing, y'all. So I want to bring up possible things that have happened in my past. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, which no one knows, one time I was loot banded. One time. And this was basically where I would show up on a mask. I would have a ski mask on and I would play Fortnite. Those were days I do not regret. They were the most interesting days of my life. But in those times, I got a lot of haters, so would speak. And this is actually one of the first things that you will start to experience the more and more that you start doing something that is the unpopular opinion. When you start putting yourself out there, people want to try and bring you down. But I'm going to tell y'all why this happens. There's a spiritual reason as to why this happens and how you must go about it. Because I get this on a freaking daily, to be honest, but you need to understand that this is what's going to happen. So I want to show some past comments that I've gotten in the past. And I want to give you guys some insight on that, to be honest. So let me sort through this real quick. Let me go to my display monitor. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. What we're going to talk about is how you deal with pushback, how you deal with people who don't believe, or not necessarily believe, people who don't agree, or people who don't want to see you win. And I'm going to give you guys some direct things that people will try and do to see you go below. So here's one. I found one. Now, if that person is watching this, praise and give thanks to you. I really appreciate you. I want to give you guys some direct examples. So one person on my YouTube, when I was a short that I posted, says, "Stop spreading lies on the internet. You're not a cool guy." Now, to this, I said, "Thank you. If you want to go in depth about how I can improve, then you can tell me live." Most people do not do this. Most people, what I've noticed about people who have the audacity to come up to you with BS is they will say and express a feeling, but they don't want to tell you how to fix it. It's like they're not completely aware most of the time how people say it, how they say it. They're not completely aware, and they just want to see you submit to their belief. But then what happens is the moment that this person wrote this, he forgot it. He forgot about it. And I forgot about it too. And that's the lovely thing. You cannot let people who want to see you fall when you're trying to do something, you cannot let people do that, because what happens is now you are submitting to their beliefs and expectations, and you cannot grow. So he says, "Stop spreading lies on the internet. You're not a cool guy." Now, for all of you guys who've been with me for a long time, I do not lie about a single thing, because everything is from my personal experience. Everything is from my personal experience. So I'm the only one who can tell me about my life. No one else can tell me about my life. So it's not lies. It's more like my personal beliefs. And if my personal beliefs align with what you believe, then you can choose to incorporate it in your life. But I'm not trying to tell anyone what to do. I'm not trying to tell anyone how to live their life. What I'm giving is an outlet to advice so that you can live life a little bit easier. But that is just an example. And then another one is, "You're not inspiring anything here. You're like Andrew Tate saying you have to be here." Now, that I wouldn't say that's necessarily a hate comment, actually. It's not necessarily a hate comment. But let's see. Let's try and see. Because a lot of the shorts I get, all of the shorts I do is more like people coming. More people come in. But when I'm doing my stream, not many people come on. But you'll start to realize also, and I wanted to show this also too, is that whenever people come up to you with the backlash, whenever people come up to you with BS, whenever people come up to you with hate, there will always be, as long as you are moving in your purpose and as long as you're doing everything you are doing, there will always be a greater force that loves what you do. Amazing video, brother. Thanks, bro. That real motivation. You keep it up. Just genuinely inspired me. Thanks, man. I needed to hear this. Thank you. So when you are moving in your purpose, there will always be more people who are for you in terms of the people who are not for you. So now, granted, there are people who have points, and that is criticism. You do need to take criticism very seriously. You cannot take everybody as just trying to attack you. No, you need to be mature enough to say, okay, this is someone who has no value to me. He's literally just trying to bring me down. And then you need to look at the people who are actually trying to provide you value, even though it may go against what you're doing. They may be trying to provide you with some value. So you have to look at the difference between criticism and hate, because there's a big difference. When people come up to you with hate, they just come up to you with bull crap, and there's no way that they want to see you fix it. They don't want to see you do anything different. They just want to come at you with BS. And I'm going to explain to you spiritually as to why this happens, because there's a spiritual reason. There's a spiritual reason. But when I used to do Loot Bandit, when I used to play Fortnite a long time ago, I used to play this, 5 years ago? 5 years ago. I used to get quite a bit of comments that I would say were not really favorable. But there's a whole lot of, oh yeah. But I used to get comments like, oh no, you're trash, you'll never make it. Oh, you need to stop doing what you're doing because you're bad. Stuff like that, bullshit like that. There's not really much comments on my shorts page. I swear there was more. It's like they're all disappearing. But point is, because if I were to go through all my old videos, I would never, because there's so much. Oh yeah, yes. If you guys, you guys remember the times of Maximilian, those times. But yeah, basically, I want to say something spiritual. Here. Let me go back here. So, for all the people who are pushing, it's fine. Yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing your dreams. Keep doing what you want to do. As long as it gets you to where you want to be, keep going. Because there is going to be a lot of opposing forces. Now, there is something spiritual that happens. It's so weird. When you are trying to, let me give a real world example. When you are trying to get a six pack, maybe you want to eat healthier, maybe you want to eat healthier and, you want to get a six pack, maybe you want to hit the gym and, get stronger. What happens is, spiritually, and people have different views on it, but this is how I see it in terms of looking at life. When you start changing your direction and path, the first thing that's going to start trying to gaslight you, the first thing that's going to start trying to change your mind is your mind. That is your first hater. Your first hater is always you. It's always you. So first, once you get rid of your first hater, which is you, you are always going to be the first one that tries to stop you from whenever you try and indenture. It's always going to be first you. So once you get over you, you have conquered your mind. You have told your mind, you know what? You. This is what I tell my mind sometimes when it comes up with the BS. If I want to do something and my mind tries to even come up to you with the BS, fuck you. Honestly, just tell it straight up. Because your mind is a third party from you. Whoever this you is, you are the observer of your thoughts. You are the observer of your spiritual body. Whenever you astral project, if you've ever astral projected, you can actually see the whole content. You can see the whole world. You can see the whole astral body. So there is something outside of you, the you that you identify with, that is identifying and observing everything. You are the observer of your thoughts. You are not your mind. You are this blob. You are not this blob of fat in your skull. You are observing every single thing. This physical body, I'm observing it. The thoughts in my mind, I'm observing it. Even the spiritual body, I'm observing it. Even the spirits around, I'm observing it. So who you are is not necessarily something you can see. Because something out there, some astral avatar looking thing meditating in some dark corner is mentally projecting all of this. And it can get crazy. But the point is, you cannot see who you are physically. You can't see it. Spiritually, you guys can try that. That would be quite cool. if you could see who that you is. But what I want to say is you are the first hater. You are always going to be the first hater. So once you conquer you, the next thing you have to do is conquer your environment. Because what will happen is, it's so weird. It's like your brain sends out signals. And what makes it worse is when you tell people, especially when you haven't done it yet. Telling people can be such a dangerous thing to do, but sometimes it isn't. It depends on the endeavor. First thing you have to conquer after your mind is the environment. Your environment will always have some influence as to whether you go forward or not. If your environment is the type that helps you to go forward, conquer that. Because that environment is going to help you get to where you want to be. But if your environment is the type where you're probably around people who are going to try and bring you down, you have to conquer that. And since you've already conquered your mind, you have everything you need to start. Your mind can conquer every other influence on the outside. If your mind is impenetrable, you can get to where you want to be. Your mind has to be impenetrable. This is why in one of my, well, not one of my first book, one of my first books, not one of my first books. I got another one coming. That's why I'm using it. My first book, it says, do not tell anybody what you are doing. Show them the results. This is very important because in your environment, there is always going to be outside forces that influence you to become better or influence you to become lesser. Those lesser influences in your environment, do not tell anybody. I wouldn't even recommend telling it, even if you have a positive environment. You have to show the results. Because when you show the results, it now signals to everybody they can't beat you. They can't bring you down. You've won because you've conquered your mind. The first thing you have to conquer is your mind. If you want to get a six-pack, if you want to get bigger, if you want to hit the gym, the first thing you have to conquer is that thing that gaslights you and says, "No, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe I'll do it later. Maybe it's maybe I don't have to do it today. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. You know what? Maybe I'll do lesser." That's the first thing you have to conquer. And I'm going to give you guys some insight. I use that to conquer my mind because my mind, it can be very rambunctious sometimes. We don't need that. We don't need a rambunctious mind, especially if it's not giving you positive thoughts. I'm not saying that my mind is not positive. My mind is very positive. But sometimes there can be dampers. And wherever these signals are coming from into your mind, you need to look at them because mostly it's coming from your environment. But after you conquer your environment, you need to conquer outside influences. These outside influences are going to be the people outside of your regular environment. So for example, let's say you want to go to the gym. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to go to the gym. My mind is going to be like, "Oh, why are you going to do that? Let's do something else. Let's go on Netflix." No Netflix. Gym today. Fuck Netflix. We're getting rid of it today. That's me conquering my mind because I'm going to the gym. Second thing is, especially if anyone lives with you, or if there are outside things in your environment, or whatever, things like that, wherever you live, you have to look at those things too. And you have to make sure that your goal is always what you said. I'm going to the gym. Even if my dog is having some issues that may hinder you, you need to find some way around it to conquer your environment, to make sure that you did what you need to do. Maybe you don't go to the gym. Maybe you don't go outside and drive a mile to the gym. Maybe you bring the gym inside your home. There's different ways to get around things. You don't always have to do the gym. You can bring the gym to you. You've now conquered your environment. But if you do decide to go to the gym, you will also have outside influences. Maybe on the way to the gym, someone says, "Oh, bro, why are you going to the gym, bro? Let's go to the movies instead." Or maybe On the way to the gym, your friend is like, bro, I just got paid. Let's go see that new movie. Or maybe your GF or BF is like, do you want to go out to date tonight? Or maybe you go to the gym and there is someone who tries to bring you somewhere else. Some outside influence, sometimes, it doesn't happen all the time, is going to try and hinder you and direct you to a different direction. You need to stay focused on what it is you set out to do, and that is your goal. The reason why this happens is because the universe has a system. And I think this is why we live the way we do. It has a system built in place, especially this is why it's harder for men, where it has to see if you are worthy. And the way how it does this is it constructs different people around you. You know, different people are around you for a reason. It constructs different people around you and purposely gives them, or rather they give themselves a life path, and you come and cross with them. And they have something to say, or they have something to do that may hinder your life because you let it. Ultimately, it's all because you let it. It does this on purpose to see if you are worthy of the blessing. You have to understand that the universe always wants you to win. It always does. The only persons that don't want you to win is you and you. That's the only thing. The only reason why I split it into three things is because I do believe that some people can stop doing something because of someone else's beliefs. But ultimately, you can say no to those beliefs and you can say, you know what, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do what I need to do. You can say no. So if you can say no, then the only one who stops you from doing anything is you. Once you conquer you, you can do anything. And I truly believe this. I truly believe this. Many people may not. It's okay. I truly believe this because I have used the same ideology in acquiring my physique. I have used the same ideology in starting Twitch streaming. I've used the same ideology in karate. Yes, I used to do karate and I did it for 8 years and got a 2nd degree black belt. Done the same thing in writing my book, everything. Thank you so much, Yoda Andrea. Thank you so much. Hello, hello, hello. L Craft. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello. We talking about some deep stuff. You know, we got to talk about the haters. We got to talk about the people who trying to bring you down. Screw the BS. Hello, how's it? Yoda Andrea, hello, how's it going? It's going good. It's going really good. We're having a good day. Today, I'm actually very excited about this, especially the third topic, mental health, because a lot of people come to me about it, and it gets really, really, really deep. And especially when I talk about things, because I like to add a spiritual thing to it. But we have to understand that whenever you are working towards something, you cannot expect it to be, you know, a smooth path. A good example as to why things push back and why things try and bring you down, read the book The Alchemist. In the book The Alchemist, there is a quote that says, "And when you want it, all of the universe conspires in your favor to get it." This is true because what the universe has to do, and for some reason, I don't know, it's like the universe is playing chess with us, because it's so weird. Like, the human body is so weak compared to what's going on out there. Like, the universe is huge compared to us little things like ants. I'm not saying anything in terms of Christianity or any religion. I'm saying that there is something greater out there that pulls these strings. Yoda Andrea, that's very true. I do believe it is true. I do believe. But one thing that you have to understand, and this is what I told my friend. This is what I told my friend when he got into a big breakup. The universe has to test you. I don't know if many people understand what this means. It has to. This is why you have a system inbuilt on the physical plane. There's a system inbuilt. Not everyone's going to get to the 1%. Not everyone, but the universe wants you to get there. It wants you to acquire every dream you want. It wants you to acquire every reality you want. It wants you to have that house. It wants you to have that car. It wants you to, but it cannot force your mind to get it. The only one who controls your mind is you. If you do not want it, then the universe will look at someone else. Okay, he wants it more. I'll just give it to him. But even with that guy, the universe still has to test him. If you look at everyone who is very influential, Denzel Washington, Kobe Bryant, Andrew Tate, Donald Trump, Nelson Mandela, Genghis Khan, anybody who did a lot of things in life, everyone will tell you there is hardships. There has to be hardships. Everything cannot be easy. There is nothing easy about this life, because when you get to a certain point in life, when you're doing, what you aspire to be, what you aspire to do, whenever we talk about this thing called happiness, I'm going to go into that. But personally, I don't know how you can equate happiness to a goal necessarily. I cannot say happiness is necessarily a goal, but we're going to talk about that. But what people have to understand is that the one thing, if you want to continue to achieve what it is you want, it may be hard, but it's not hard. What it is a testing of your resiliency. When you truly want it, all of the universe conspires in your favor to get it. Elcraft, I'm sorry, give me a second, my voice is not working. Well, I hope it does. What do you mean by that? Is your voice box good? You can drink some water. My gallon jug, I can give some to you. Here you go. I'm gonna pour you some. Definitely drink some water if it's not. Gave me a reminder to drink some water. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But the universe, it really truly wants you to get it. So one stream I did, it was a stream about how to really go for that thing you've been procrastinating on. And it was basically about a follow your dreams type stream. And one person said, this genuinely inspired me. Thank you, man. Because it was talking about there is no excuse as to why you cannot get anywhere. And I'll give you a big example as to why. A big example. Let's go into my displaying monitor real quick. I'll give you guys the best example as to how there is no excuse. So the best thing that we can look at is, of course, we can start to look at, because YouTube is honestly the best. It's honestly the best. If I type in, oh my God, so many people are live. Oh my God, it's me. Oh my God. The best thing that we can look at is, I'm going to type in a question, and I bet a lot of people are into this. This is proof as to really any life you want, anything you can think of, you can achieve. You can really achieve it. Look at this, guys. Look at this. How to become rich. There is tons of value out there. So the fault is not someone on the outside. The fault is always on the mind. Let me give you another example. How to draw a dog jumping up and down. How to draw jumping dog. The point is, if you apply the education that you are wanting to exercise in terms of in line with your goals, the next thing that you need to do, once you find the education, you need to conquer this. This is the only thing stopping you. Once you can use this to conquer your environment and to conquer the outside forces, you've won. Your mind is the problem. It's the mind. There's nothing telling you you cannot live any reality you want, because truly you can. Look, how to become a content creator. Look at this, y'all. It's all there. One dream that I would want is I would want all the data from YouTube in my mind. I would want all the education from YouTube on my mind. That's one thing I would want. Look. Look at this, guys. It's all there. So why am I showing this? Go back. Let me go back real quick. Let me go back to thingamabobber. Okay, here we go. We got the thing going on. Boom, bam, boom. Okay. L crap, it's not because I need water. I get scared and it stops working. Whoa. You know what you could do with that? You can try some yoga. I recommend a book. This is what I had to do with acting class when we had voice problems. Now, I don't know your complete other situation. So I apologize if what I'm about to say doesn't give you the necessary thing you want to hear. But when I used to do acting class, what we had to do was yoga before to warm up our voice, to make sure that there were no cracks, to make sure that it was voicing properly, to make sure that it would work. Because sometimes when you're acting, some things in your voice, because we had to learn how to speak British and Russian and all that and Irish, fun days. But we had to do all that and we did yoga. So you could get a 5-minute yoga book on Amazon and that may help. And with fear, that also helps us too, yoga. But when it comes to, I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something in particular. Yes. So when it comes in terms of following your dreams, anything, I want to give you guys a little story. I was at job. I was jobbing. Now, for anyone who doesn't know anyone right now, I call job when you do work as an employee. So jobbing is the verb form of that. So when I am doing, let's say I'm at a restaurant, let's say I'm in a retail position, I'm a cashier, that is jobbing. Work is anything that is in line with what I really want to do, what I really want to become in life. Work is important. Job is temporary. So I had to reprogram my mind because it's dangerous if you keep it all in the same thing. But anyway, I was at job and there were these two guys. Can't stand when people do this sometimes, but there were these two guys and they asked me, yo, how did you do that? I was in a position that they really wanted. It was bartending. And they asked me, how did you do that? How did you do that? And I told them exactly what they needed to do, and how I did it. Oh, I'll do it later. Guarantee you they didn't do it. Guarantee you they didn't do it. And before that, they were like, man, I really want to do bartending, man. I really want to do this and that. How long have you been saying that? I just showed you guys the value of a moment's click on your phone even. If you really want to do something, the problem is that it's not impossible. The problem is that it's not hard. The problem is your mind. People may talk, oh, I want to do this and that. No, you don't. No, you don't. You should have already done it. The moment I wanted to become a content creator is the moment I got the mic and the moment I got the webcam. I started. The moment that I said, I want to do this, I did it and I started. The point is, the moment I wrote a book. By the way, if you guys want to go see the book, so happy. How to get what you want using belief. It's a new way, a creative way, and a practical way on how to achieve your dreams in terms of manifesting in a practical way everyone can understand by using belief instead of willpower and all that thing people may say, you just gotta work. I don't believe just work is the way. I believe there's ways to hack your brain into forcing yourself into doing the unpopular opinion, which is achieving your goals. Believe it or not, achieving your goals and doing your dreams and not just doing the regular conventional way of making it or success in life is not the unpopular opinion. Going to school, going to university, get a job, get a corporate job, die at 67. Retire at 67 and die at 80. That's the popular opinion. But as of now, that's becoming more and more the unpopular opinion, actually. But even now, if you digress from that narrative, it's still the unpopular opinion. Don't go to school and start a business. So whenever you are trying to do something, that's why I wrote the book. So with that, one thing I want to say to everybody, ooh, my foot. I need to take off my socks. You're watching Noisy Fox with no socks on? Yes, you are. Oh crap, it's not wanting to come back, so I'm stuck being quiet until it does. Oh my. Well, I really hope it comes back. I really do. That can be unfortunate because we need our way to talk. Imagine if I didn't be able to talk. That would. But yeah, definitely try the yoga then. Definitely try the yoga. It could be a blockage of chakras. It could be that. We should go into that one time. We should go into that. We should go into that one day. But with the people who were telling me, they wanted to do this and that, most people want to talk. This is why I stress, don't tell anybody what you're doing. Show them what you've done. Oh, damn, that hit me. Don't tell anybody what you're doing. Just show them what you've done. Because one thing that we humans make is a mistake. We always want validation. Even I sometimes fall prey to this. The problem with validation is what I've noticed is that people will go on the outside for inner contentment, for inner joy about themselves. If it's about you, why don't you craft that joy and inner contentment in yourself? Don't look for it on the outside. But still, we still desire that on the outside. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm starting this new business. Look at what I've done. Look at all the things I did. Still didn't make no money yet, though. Don't tell people that, because it makes you look like you're not actually doing it. And in the end, you still end up disappointed because then they probably say something that doesn't align with what you want. There's always going to be someone on the outside who's an agent of the universe trying to test you. And unless you're trained to see the test, how do you get trained to see the test? Well, you have to constantly expect pushback. You have to constantly expect it. And when you see it, then you'll be like, oh, that's what this is. It's the universe just trying to test me. No one, I don't truly believe no one actually hates you. I don't truly believe that. Or rather, I don't truly believe people actually hate you or hate anybody. I don't believe that. Because this is a crazy thing. Even the people like villains in movies. Have you ever went to a movie and there's a villain, a big antagonist, and everyone's cheering for him, or everyone secretly wants him to win, or everyone's like, I want to see what he does, or he's someone's favorite character? Even in Infinity War with Avengers, I bet you there was people like, oh my God, Thanos should win. Even though Thanos was evil. So it's like, when there are people who are evil putting on hate to you, don't look at it as necessarily they hate you or they're evil. If you look at it as, okay, this being, this thing, this human construct, this piece of matter is in front of me, displaying a belief onto me based off of his own or her own stress for himself, and is projecting it onto me. And it is test from the universe to see if I will let that knock me off my track. It's a distraction. People who try and bring you down is a distraction. Distract. Knock you off your track, guys. That's what it means. Knock you off your track. Distract. Webcam. Webcam be tripping. Distract. They're a distraction. They're making you a little slippery, baby. Distraction. No traction. Traction whenever you're driving and the tires are slippery with the water on the road. Got no traction? Distraction? No traction? Distraction? People are trying to distract you, man. That's basically what it is. People are trying to distract you with the bullshit. And what they do is they have their own personal beliefs onto you, projecting it onto you, distracting you from your goals. Keep fucking going. Keep going. Honestly, And once you have this logical understanding, because a lot of people, especially motivational speakers on YouTube, you gotta follow your dreams. Yes, okay, yes, that may be true. But what about the how? A lot of people, you know, and what I'm referring to is the content on YouTube, motivational content on YouTube. This is why I don't rely on motivation. You know, motivation is useless to me. We need solutions, not your uplifting entertainment. That's honestly what it is. Follow your dreams. You gotta keep going. You gotta work hard. You gotta work 10 hours a day. What about the how? This is the webcam. And when information becomes entertainment, now it becomes dangerous. Now it becomes an attention prison. This is why it's dangerous to just watch information for entertainment. And I call it entertainment because that's what it is. Entertainment is an attention prison. It's putting you in a prison. Look at me, look at me. This is why I come on a stream and I only provide value that you can realistically use in your life, because I use it all the time in my life. Anytime that there's people coming up to you with the BS, haters, hateful people, they're just trying to distract you, knock you off your track. So what you have to do is you have to logically say that, okay, this is what this person is doing. But then what you also have to do is you have to say, is this person trying to provide me value so I can become better? Or is this person literally just trying to distract me? Your universe, the universe has to test you. You have to expect this. So that is why the haters come. That's why. And when I get this, all I have to say is thank you. Because I actually love it. When you, and this is another thing, you have to get happy. I know it sounds weird, but you have to get happy when the universe sends you a message like this. They're messengers. One person came on my stream and it made me laugh. It's funny. He screamed, "You're annoying." And why are you on the stream? Point is, when I saw that, all I could feel was happiness. I'm like, yes, the universe is on my side. When you get pushback, it's the universe telling you, I'm watching you, and I want you to win. But I have to see if you're worthy enough. So I'm going to put this little thing right in front of you just to see how you react. It's like a chess game. The universe is playing games with us. Not cool, dude. Honestly, that's what it is, though. It's a whole game. I believe that there's a business going on in the universe. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it in a way that is honestly understandable, because I don't understand the universe 100%. I don't think anyone does. I doubt anyone has any experience or knowledge on the universe at all, and they cannot explain it. And even though people may say, oh, I know this and I know that about the universe, I doubt any human mind can actually understand the universe fully. You can give an interpretation, fine, and people can choose to believe it, but I doubt really anybody can. You can't even. What even is the universe? What even is it? What even is this? Let me give you guys an example on what I mean. These are glasses. These are actually my blue light glasses, and I should have them on. These are blue light glasses. What if I told you it's an elephant? How can you tell me it's wrong? How can you tell me this is not an elephant? Well, because in the past, you know, these are what glasses look like. These are what the functions of glasses are. This is the literal definition of glasses. But in the end, where did you get that information from? Someone else. That someone else had a belief. That someone else had an agenda. Where did they get that from? I don't know. Someone else probably. It's just passing down from different beliefs and beliefs and beliefs and beliefs. And maybe I'm wrong on this. But if you actually look at everything around you and you try to prove what it actually is without sourcing it from somewhere else telling you, someone else telling you, it's quite hard to do. How do you define gravity without exiling the fact someone else told you what gravity is? Because I could say, this is gravity, My glasses just fell. Webcam! But I could also say that since it's matter, it was convening with the air in the space, that the air was just pushing it down more and more. I could also say that. That completely exiles gravity. Now, I know what I'm saying is kind of far-fetched, but really think about it, because I had to do this. Everything around you, trying to find it without sourcing it from someone else telling you what it was. Try and do that. You'll find that nothing is actually quite real, or rather what you thought it was. So everything is down to belief. Because if someone tells you the sky is blue, you have to believe it for the sky to be blue. Otherwise, it could be red. But you don't know. But people put a definition on blue, people put a color on blue, or people put an image on blue, and they told everyone and they marketed, this is blue. Okay, we're going to call it sky blue. Now tell everyone the sky is blue. Okay, now everyone believes it. Now the sky becomes blue. But I bet you there's probably a small percentage of people, the sky's red. So it's all down to belief. Let's talk about fitness, y'all. The power of fitness. And I'm not here to tell you to get a six-pack. I'm not here to tell you to get ripped. I'm not here to get you toned behind. I'm not here to tell you to get toned back. You guys do you. You guys already know the benefits of getting stronger, of getting more toned, of being more healthy. Everyone knows that. Everyone innately knows that. I don't need to tell anyone that. I'm here to tell you guys what I have found to be the best reason to start fitness. Notice how I say start fitness and not start fitness to get a six-pack or whatever. The best reason to start fitness is to develop evidence to your mind that you can develop consistency. And this consistency is this discipline. This is one of the things in my book. One of the concepts. One of the things that you need to manifest something, to truly manifest, I said again, the universe, it will try and bring you agents to try and distract you. You need to develop consistency. I have a friend. He's rich. I asked him, hey, how did you get rich, man? How did you get rich? I genuinely didn't know. How did you get rich? Because I want to know. I just want to know. How did you get rich? He told me. And one of the biggest things he told me is consistency. If you go on YouTube, what does every person have to say about it? Consistency, 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 consistency. It's all about that consistency. You already know this. That's the crazy thing. Everyone already knows this. But why do I say fitness? It's because you need to establish proof to your mind. I'm going to give you guys practical evidence on how to manifest. You can manifest anything. But some things take longer than others. Some things are more easier than others. Some things are more harder. But one thing you need to manifest anything is you need evidence. What do I mean evidence? All right, let me give an example. To manifest money, I put money in front of me all the time. Twitch revenue not coming in. This is fake dollars, y'all. Fake $100 bill. Twitch revenue not coming in. Okay, let me put that back. One thing that you need to do to your mind is you need to establish evidence, because your mind is not that smart. It's very intelligent, but not that smart. Another thing that I do is I put money. Yes, this is real money. Why is there writing? Again, it's evidence. Now, people may call this affirmations. People may call this manifesting in terms of programming your mind. It's all the same thing. Law of attraction. I don't like how law of attraction is explained. I think it's way too fairy tale-ish, in my opinion. The $2 bill here. Why do I do this? I have it always in front of me. Personally, because I like money. Webcam! And I like webcam. I like money. I want it around me. Why you need to do this and why I start with fitness is because when you start to establish evidence to your mind that you are not a quitter, only then will your mind be more agreeable with manifesting new things. So for example, when I was doing my book, when I was writing my book, it took me 3 years to do. 3-year book. When I was doing that, before I could finish it, before I could write up chapters, before I would stop the groaning and I don't want to do this, like it's taking so long, what I did was I started to establish a routine of yoga and exercising in the rising, and my chapstick fell. With this, I found it was hard to do the yoga. So what I did was, instead of having an expectation, okay, I'm going to do an hour of yoga, I'm going to do an hour of the gym. One thing I want to say about that is you need to stop. I see this with so many people. Not everybody has so much willpower and so much resiliency to just say, okay, I'm going to do it for an hour and do it for the rest of their time. Not everyone's like that. So how do you get around that? Instead of spending all that time trying to force yourself and spend all that time trying to have the willpower, you need to hack your mind. How do you hack your mind? Fool your brain. We're just going to do one. When you start, you have done the hardest thing. Starting is so hard. It's because your mind is trying to convince you otherwise during that process. So starting is the hardest part. When you start with the expectancy, okay, I'm just going to do one, your brain will actually start to feel shameful. Oh my God, I only did one. What's the point? Might as well do more. So now you find yourself doing the whole yoga routine. Now you find yourself doing more than one push-up. Now you find yourself doing 2. Now you find yourself doing 5. Now you find yourself doing 10. Oh my God, and I'm all of a sudden doing 15. Because your brain is like, I only did one. What's the point? You know, I come in here to exercise and get bigger. You know, get bigger, get stronger, get more toned. Maybe for the ladies, you want your butt to look bigger. Maybe for the ladies, you want your stomach to be more toned. You do exercises for a reason. In the back of your mind, you have the reason, you have an outcome. You want to become bigger, you want to become stronger, you want to become more toned, you want your whatever to happen. You have a reason. But to get to that reason, you need to make your brain think that you're not doing a lot. You need to make your brain think of the first step instead of all the steps. Your brain is not that smart, but it's very intelligent. So it will believe it. It will be gullible. Fool my brain all the time. Hey brain, we're just going to do one push-up. Okay, get on the ground. Whoop, whoop, yeah. Now all of a sudden we're doing 50. Now all of a sudden we're doing 100. Now all of a sudden we're doing 200. And it's like, I thought you said, no, I'm sorry, man. Hey, I'm already here, so I might as well keep doing it. You have to start. The way to make your brain start and agree to start is to think of the smallest step and do that. Think of the smallest first step and do that. Once you do the first step, you'll find yourself, oh my God, I'm already doing it. I got to do the rest. Your brain is easily fooled. You have to be the one to fool it. Instead of willpower, you already know willpower. Everyone already knows willpower. Everyone knows already that you need to eat healthier. But why do people still go to McDonald's? It's again the same example. Not everyone has the willpower. Not everyone is that resilient. Not everyone is that tenacious. So what's the solution? The solution is how to get what you want using belief. Baby, bye. The solution is you need to hack your brain. You need to use evidence. So what happens is when you start, you will start the process and then you will start doing it. And you need to end when you are ready to end, not because you have to end. Having to end is say, okay, you know what? I'm going to do 50 exercises or 50 reps, 50 push-ups or 50 yoga balls, whatever. Something like that. Whatever. And then I'll stop. Stopping when you have to is that. Stopping when you are ready to is doing that. Doing the exercise, just starting the exercise, not having a number in the back of your head, just doing it. Just get to it. And then the more and more you develop a habit, what you will do is you will prove to your brain, I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. I don't give up. I'll show you. Keep doing it for a month. Those 30 days, you will develop a habit, and you will craft willpower and resiliency. You will craft being tenacious. I think willpower and resiliency is learned. It's not just something you just spawn. I mean, this is one thing that I see with a lot of content on YouTube. You gotta follow your dreams. No, this resiliency and this tenacity and this competency and this, what's the word? Consistency. It's learned. So how do you learn it if you don't have it already? Hack your brain. Your brain is not that smart. Trust me, it's not that smart. You can hack it. You can fool it. We're just gonna do one. Okay. Well, I thought you were doing more, just one. Now all of a sudden you're doing 50. Do that for 30 days. Fool your brain for 30 days. And then your brain's gonna be like, all right, man, I guess I can't stop you, so might as well do it. Then you can start the numbers. Then you can say, you know what, I'm gonna do it for an hour. Because you have developed past record evidence to your mind. You are not a quitter. You are not a failure. You are not someone who just says, I'm gonna do something and not do it. You are someone who keeps going. You are someone who's tenacious. You have to build the habit. It's not something you just have. A lot of people may have it, but not everyone has it. But everyone has a brain. Everyone has a brain. So to manifest, what you need to do is manifest on slow increments. Start with the habits. Do the habits. Fucking do your dreams. Conquer yourself. Get to it. You want to draw that picture? You want to be an anime creator? You want to be an animator in Japan? You want to be the next Ford Automotive? What's the first step? Get to it. So to manifest, start with fitness. Start with fitness because fitness will build you a framework and evidence and papers to your brain. This day I did this day I did this, and then the next day I did this, and the brain, what do you got to say? You need evidence to your brain. Otherwise your brain is, man, you never did that shit before. Go back to sleep. Go watch some Netflix. What the hell are you talking to me for about that? Your brain is your biggest hater. Your brain is your biggest hater. Don't let that hate beat you. We don't got time for that. We don't have time for that. And we're not going to lose. We will never lose against our mind. If you cannot fix your mind, if you only let your mind win over you, you will never manifest. You'll never get to where it is you want to get to. You'll never do your goals. You have to conquer your mind, because once you conquer your biggest hater and your first hater, your biggest and your first hater, you can do anything. Now no one can penetrate you. Now no one can stop you. There's nothing you can't do now. Your mind must be conquered. To conquer it, develop evidence. You guys want some more understanding of this? I need to put it on sale. Let's just do a giveaway. I'm going to post my book. All of the concepts I'm talking about now is all in my newest book. I truly believe that people need a solution. Because every time I talk to people, they tell me what they swear they're going to do, but they don't do it. And I think a big part of it is laziness. But even in the concepts that I explain, I use laziness as a weapon to make me achieve things that I want. I use it as a weapon to get farther. Laziness is not necessarily bad, and I found this. It's not necessarily bad, only if you view it as bad. But if you can learn to twist it and make it work for you, oh, then it's freaking amazing. It's freaking amazing. You gotta hack your brain, y'all. Oh, let me see this. View on Amazon. Yes. How to, wait, what? How to manifest what you want using belief. Why is the title different from the cover? I gotta change that. I did not know that. I ought to change that. Available as paperback, audiobook, ebook, everywhere. Baby. Everywhere. Book is everywhere. Let me put it in my restream. But I didn't even know I could do that. Anyway, that's one thing I want to say about fitness. And Notice how I did not say you need to get a six-pack. Look, you do you. But what I'm saying is using fitness as a way to build evidence to your brain, I think is a great way for anyone to start. You need to learn how to be consistent. You need to learn tenacity. You need to learn how to be resilient. You need to learn how to be consistent. It's not just something that you just go for. Not everyone can do that. Honestly, not everyone can. Some people, you just gotta learn it, and that's okay. You gotta learn it. Start with one push-up. Tell your brain, okay, we're just gonna do one push-up. You'll find yourself trying to do some more because you did the hardest thing. You're gonna feel shameful. I only did one push-up. What the hell? The first step is always the first thing you gotta do. It's gonna be small. You just gotta go. You just gotta start that. Make it so small for your brain to comprehend so it doesn't have a lot of work, and then get to it. Start with fitness and you will learn discipline. You will learn consistency. You will learn resiliency. You will learn tenacity. Not everyone knows it. Not everyone has it. I think it's especially great if you have both. I have both, but not everyone has both, and that's okay. But you can get them. You can. Everyone has a mind, but not everyone has tenacity. Not everyone's resilient. Not everyone can be consistent. So you have to do the first step, starting with fitness. You want to manifest, start with fitness. Fitness is great. Just one push-up. And you will manifest so much more now that you have built a track record to your brain. The first thing you have to fool is your brain. It's the first thing you gotta fool. And you know, a lot of people, I'll be out and about and talk to people. Whew, one of the biggest things that I always talk to about people: mental health. I have my smoothie mixed with some water. It's not good because my water tastes like peanut butter. It's not good. But mental health. I can't stand this conversation with other people. On the stream, it's fine. But with other people, it gets nowhere. So I want to go into a story. There was one time, there was this female. One time. It was last year. And this female, I was reading her astrology chart. And she said, I have this type of anxiety that triggers my depression. Then my depression triggers this other anxiety. And that makes me be very sad, or whatever she said. She said something. But the point of it was that there was 3 layers to her anxiety. She first has this outward anxiety, then has this inner depression, and then that depression triggers her anxiety. She said this is how the doctor explained it to her. Now, watch this. I'm going to tell everyone something. I want you to listen to it. I have this these glasses. These glasses trigger my insecurity. My insecurity triggers my lack of wanting to public speak, or my lack of wanting to talk to people, or my depression. Let me give you guys another example. I have this air around me. This air triggers my ability to think. Then this ability to think triggers my depression. Another one. I have a Twitch platform. This Twitch platform triggers my excitement. This excitement triggers my depression. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Probably not. The point is, I said random things that made you believe in a condition. Then with this condition, I gave you some pills. Then with these pills, I made you believe it's going to make you better. Then when it doesn't make you better, you have no choice because I'm the only one who told you. So you come back to my office and buy more pills. You guys see what's going on here? I'm not saying what happened to her is not true. I'm not saying that. But that is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. I'm just going to say it. Most idiotic thing. And when I asked her, what does all this mean? Do you know what her words was? I don't know. Another example. I asked this female, what makes you different from me because you have ADHD? What her answers was, nothing. I also asked her, what is ADHD? She says she doesn't know, but she says she has it. And then I said, could it be possibly that you are accepting a title that some doctor has told you? She said exactly. So here's what I want to say about mental health and why I introduced all that. Because I want to give you guys a framework as to what I think about all these mental health things. Now, what I'm going to talk about is not necessarily talking to something that physically affects you in terms of something is definitely wrong with your brain. This is excluding autism. I think autism is something from outward. I think they did something with the drugs. I think they did something with the food. I think they did something with the air. I think they did something with all this nuclear bull crap going on. Something, because that is not natural. If you know about the movie Rain Man, the guy had autism. Everyone was like, what the hell is that? That's definitely evidence. That's to tell you, that's not flipping normal. So, that is excluding this because I definitely see something is definitely different with autistic people. Now, I do like autistic people. They're pretty cool. I actually went out with a female that was autistic. And I am actually pretty cool with someone who actually is autistic. But point is, we're excluding that because I cannot tell you on a way on how to fix that with the way I'm about to explain now. With depression, anxiety, chronic depression, schizophrenia, all these other things. All these other things that is solely what to do with your mind. Solely to do with your mind. Depression, if you look at it, if you look at the root things that happen during depression, it's sadness. That is it. You are experiencing inner sadness, which is making you perform in a way that is a product of your sadness. And because you don't want to do anything about it, actually, you continue to express these thoughts. I'm not feeling good enough. Bullshit. I'm not this. For anyone that has these fears, you have to realize it is all a product of you not doing anything about it. Not necessarily sure what happened with my mic, y'all. Just all of a sudden just cut out. Probably an attack. The M word attack. No, I'm kidding. But I'm not sure when it cut out. But you can do something about your depression. You can do something about your anxiety. You can do something about all of these fears that happen in your mind. Do you know why? Watch this. Watch this, y'all. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be crazy. Now, I had depression once. So I do have a ability to talk about it. I'm very sad, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell myself I'm not good enough every day. I'm going to let these thoughts run rampant in my mind, and I'm just going to keep acting on it. Okay? And after this, so it doesn't cast any spells onto anybody or make anyone feel bad or make anyone spiritually defective, I'm going to do my cancel, which basically cancels out all the BS and puts it negative or puts it positive. Because I don't want to give any bad vibes out there, spiritually, physically, or mentally. I'm not good enough. You know, every day someone tells me I'm not good enough. It's not going to do it. I don't feel like it today. No, I'm not motivated today. I'm so scared of how people look at me. Maybe I just can't do it. Maybe I'm just not worthy. Cancel. Then what I'm going to do, I'll say the complete opposite. You know what? I am worthy. Hold on. I can do it. Hold on. I'm able. Hold on. Not only that, I can accomplish what I want to do. Not only that, hold on. These people aren't trying to help me. I can push past it. Hold on. What are these thoughts? I need to address them. Hold on. That thought that said I'm not good enough, replace it. I am good enough. You. Your mind is your biggest hater. This is what I do. I say literally, screw you, mind. Your mind is your biggest hater. It will always be the one that's trying to push damn BS inside of your mind. You have to be able to say, screw you, mind, because it is a damn third party and it did not want to come to the party with some good vibes. So screw your mind. Tell your mind the complete opposite of what is happening every single day until the vibes and until the thoughts subside. But what you also have to do is provide real world evidence. So if I have thoughts of fear, any type of fear, this is anything dealing with anxiety, anything dealing with depression, anything of that nature, anything dealing with fear. If you have any of these fear moments, you need to tell yourself in that moment, hey, I am positive. I am webcam, because webcam is cool. I am this. I am positive. I am the counterpart of not feeling worthy. You feel worthy. It doesn't mean you aren't worthy. That's a big part right there. Your feelings and your thoughts are not you. This goes back to what I was saying. I need a picture of a brain. Do I have a picture of a brain? How can I get a picture of a brain? I want to go online and find it. Go online and find a picture of a brain. Let's see. Brain. This brain. Let's go and find a picture of a brain. All right, guys. This thing. Do you think it actually looks like that, y'all? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But this thing, this conglomerate of fat, this whole thing that supposedly is in our brain or in our mind, not in our mind, in our skull, and it lives there rent free. It doesn't pay rent. This thing produces thoughts. Who the hell asked it to? I don't know. It's providing a service to you that you asked for or did not ask for. It's all voluntary. This thing, this conglomerate of fat, you don't have to be a slave to it. Think of the brain as like a businessman. The brain is trying to constantly sell you something. That is what these thoughts are. That is what these beliefs are. That is what all of these outer processes of your internalized beliefs and conditions are. It is a businessman trying to do sales onto you. Your brain is trying to sell to you. You can say no. So if it tries and sells you some bad product, you don't want it. So with all of these fear-based mental health issues comes to depression, anxiety, schizophrenia. Even schizophrenia is fear. It's all fear. You need to say no. And you need to stop believing in it. Someone's going to tell you something, and you have to decide whether or not you believe in it or not. I once met a schizophrenia man. I don't like these titles, but I cannot get the message out to everyone in a way that they'll understand without using them. So I have to use them for the sake of people understanding. Every day at 6 a.m., he would wake up and he would start cursing at himself. He would start cursing at the other voices of him. And I don't know what he did for a job. I think he was a prostitute, because I barely would see him come out. And he would do that up until night and he went to sleep. He would curse himself at his voices every single day. 6 a.m. to closing time of when he went to sleep. What I notice is that all he did during the life of his time there is talk to his voices. But what I also noticed is that if he came outside and I came outside at the same time, he would run away. What I also noticed is that whenever I was outside, he would stop talking to the voices. Now, granted, he's probably talking to them in his mind. But then again, if you consistently build up a habit of constructing these figures inside of your head, and you constantly believe that there is something wrong with you in terms of this schizophrenia, then the only thing you can be is a person that talks to people with multiple voices in your mind, multiple people sitting in a chair in a circle in your mind. So at the end of the day, if you don't have evidence, it all goes back to evidence, it all goes back to proof, it all goes back to manifesting. Not crazy. It's all fear. It's all fear-based though, because fear is the lowest vibration. If you constantly believe, and this goes the same with all of these fear-based mental health diseases, dis-ease, you're not chilling. You have to understand that you believe in it so much so that you identify with the undertaking. Your mind can sell you anything as long as you take the product. The product can be thoughts, the products can be beliefs, the products can be programming. It's all trying to sell you something. You have to be the one to say no or yes. So if you instill the narrative, oh, there is something wrong with me. Oh, I am schizophrenic. Oh, I am depressed. Oh, I am having anxiety. I have chronic depression. I have all these things. If you continue to accept that, then the only thing you can be is a product of that. That's it. You cannot be something else. You cannot be an alternative. And this is what I was telling the female with ADHD. She said, oh, I have ADHD. I was telling her, what makes you different from me? She said, after saying, she said nothing. Before she said nothing, she was telling me that she can't focus. Now, what I also told her was that that's normal. There's a lot of people who sometimes cannot focus on something. Doesn't mean that they have this condition that the doctor told you and gave you pills for. By the way, the medication that her doctor gave her does not work. Her words, not mine. And other people's words too. Especially with that female that was talking about the triggering thing. She said that she has medication on it, but it doesn't work. With all of these things, you have to look at the fact that someone told you what you have. You decided to believe it, and that's all you have. What is that? What was that? Was that water? I don't know. It was water. Refreshing. Peanut butter and water ain't that bad, y'all. It ain't that bad. I'm kidding. Y'all don't try that. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. But what I also want to say is, for the people out there who may be suffering with this thing, the first thing that I would told them, actually, I want to go into something else. Someone came on the stream one time. The guy. He said, Noisy, what do I do about my walking corpse syndrome? And I said, what? That was the first thing I said. What? What is that? So I had to research it. Come to my surprise, it is actually something real. Or rather, something that is created. I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know. But it was created. And what he explained it to me as I read it on stream. Let me actually bring it up, y'all. Let me bring it up. What he explained to me was that it was basically a condition where he felt like he was dead. He had no conscious belief that he had intestines. He had a brain, legs. He had no heartbeat, anything like that. People with Cotard's syndrome, also called walking corpse syndrome or Cotard's delusion, keyword delusion, believe that parts of their body are missing or that they are dying, dead, or don't exist. They may think nothing exists. Cotard's syndrome is rare, with about 200 known cases worldwide. So, now that we know what it is, he told me this. And the first thing I asked him, well, what medication are you on? He said, I'm on this and that. I forgot what he said. And he probably didn't disclose it, and I just don't remember. But he said that they don't work. I told him, if you want to get rid of that, the first thing that you have to do is stop taking the medication. Now, why I said that first is because you cannot tell someone what to do and give them so many steps, especially when the programming is so deep. He believes it so much. The programming is so deep. So it's kind of hard to help someone with that. You need to tell them the first step. So I said, the first thing you do is stop taking the medication. Now, I'm not a doctor. So I told him this before. If you are going to take advice from me, you must understand that I am speaking from my own experience. I'm not a licensed practitioner, I'm a licensed nurse, I'm a licensed doctor. But what I gave him was logic. If the medication is not working, why are you taking it? So that is why I said, don't take it. That's the first thing. Don't take it. Someone is depressed. You are depressed. You are suffering from heavy anxiety, suffering from anything. Is the medication giving you a permanent solution, not a high, not a temporary good feeling? Is it fixing you? If the answer is no, you need to stop. And by the way, everything that I say is from my own personal experience. I am not telling you universal truth. I can only give you personal advice from my personal life. So you need to stop. If it is not helping you, that is just my logical take on it. If it's not helping you, why are you taking it? And the reason why you do this is to not only preserve your health, but the biggest thing is you will stop providing proof to your mind that you have this random condition. You have this random condition because you believed in it so much. You believed in it from someone else that told you this so much. And the more and more you believe in it, the more and more it becomes true. If I tell everyone the sky is blue, the sky becomes blue. If I tell everyone that they're depressed, they are depressed. If I tell everyone that they are schizophrenic, they are schizophrenic. If I tell everyone that they have this heavy anxiety, they have now this heavy anxiety. Even if I tell someone that they are autistic, they become autistic. But I wanted to kind of divert from that, because even if you don't believe that there's something different from you, it apparently has been shown evidence that there is something definitely different, wrong, or not wrong, definitely different about your brain if you are that. So I cannot speak on that. What I'm speaking about is mental health conditions that you can solve with simply using your mind, using belief. And the reason why you stop the medication is because the medication is proof to your mind that you are these things. So you need to stop that first. And if it's not working, how are you taking it? Some guy's trying to profit off you. You must understand that. The pharmaceutical industry is billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars in revenue. All they're doing is taking from you. That's it. They're taking from you. They just want your money. And your freaking thing in that skull is trying to sell you beliefs and stigmas and dogmas and bullcrap to help to make you go and get that. No. Your brain must serve you, not bring you down. Not bring you down. So understand that it is very important that you start with believing. If you believe all these things, it becomes true. So you must not believe in it. Believe in it. Do the alternative. You're scared to go in public. If you're scared to go in public spots, your brain will say, oh, I'm scared. What you need to do is, you know what, say, screw it. The worst thing that can happen is I learn from this experience. Go right into it. You will prove to your brain constantly that you're not scared. Then all of a sudden, you're not anxiety. You don't have anxiety anymore. Don't identify with these things and beliefs and dogmas and stigmas that these people told you. Doing yourself a huge disservice. If you believe it, that's all you are. That is what I want to say. So, with that being said, I'm going to end off the stream here. I hope everyone had a fantastic day. Not only that, I hope you guys gained some value and insight from this stream. I hope all you guys continue to change your life. Strive to become your best version. Get rid of the haters. Start developing discipline and resilience and consistency, and stop identifying with those mental things that they told you. I hope everyone gained something from this. That's all I want to do, is just give value into form of mind. So with that being said, I'll end it off here. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next stream. Peace.